artificial intelligence. Long term, it's the type of thing you write science fiction novels about. But I think this interview does a great job of showing you on the near horizon, we're talking the next year to year and a half, how the first wave of AI applications are going to totally reimagine industry and really change our society. This is powerful stuff. This is a partnership between Sandbox AQ and NVIDIA, and they're using, with AI, simulations to test everything from drugs to new building materials to new battery technology. And they're really going to bring the cost down. They're going to really increase safety, and the time that it takes to do something is going to be a fraction of what we're used to. Wait till you hear this really interesting interview.
Guy, in real world, what does this deal mean for our viewers?
Brian, bottom line is it takes too long and it's too expensive to make life-saving medicines to hit Alzheimer's, to hit cancers, to hit Parkinson's. This partnership will begin to change that.
How so?
What this means is that using NVIDIA technology and CUDA, which is their firmware library, and our software at Sandbox AQ, we're going to make a digital twin of these drug candidates and then run millions and then billions of simulations using this hardware-software combination. That means we can take the average time that it takes to make a drug from 13, 14 years down to a handful of years. It means that we can take the average of $3-4 billion that it takes to make one drug, bring that down to a few $100 million. That's a dramatic change.
Now, this is the deal. Not only are you going to really compact the pricing of rolling out new drugs, you're going to really shave off years and years and years of the timeline it typically would take you. But again, like I said, it will also be safer because you're not cutting any corners. You've probably done a lot more analysis than they do in the real world right now using, regular techniques. So you've run through these various simulations billions of times before you even get to like human trials and things like that. This is going to absolutely, change the world in a substantial way, but it's not just medicine
that we're intending to make happen with this collaboration.
And it's not just drugs. It's things like I tried to, elucidate, like the EV batteries. What other applications could this dramatically reduce the time and expense for?
Right. Look at what's happening right now with EVs. Look at how China is ascendant right now, making most of the EVs in the world, overtaking other companies.
And the batteries.
Right. And the batteries is what literally drives that. And so how do we get leapfrog technologies in terms of batteries? We've been stuck with lithium ion now for 40 years.
Thank you. It's not a new technology.
Right.
People are acting like some new thing.
Exactly. And 80% of the lithium is processed in one country for battery-grade lithium. Guess where that is?
I'm guessing China, Jack?
You got it.
For 400?
Exactly. So how do we get beyond that technology? How do we look at different elements, aluminum, zinc, to use, more abundant elements to use for battery technology? Also, when it comes to construction materials, we haven't changed construction materials in literally 100 years.
Yeah.
Again, this collaboration between NVIDIA and ourselves at Sandbox AQ, this will help unlock that. Now,
why NVIDIA?
And so this is interesting. There's a lot of things. It's not just building materials and, battery technology. But if you were to go to your company and say, hey, I think, this new battery technology might be better. And if, you have to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars to test out various different elements, and then your batteries keep blowing up and people are injured, like it's too much money to try to reinvent the wheel there. But if you can do it in a simulated environment, it brings the cost down so low that, you might as well try. You might as well try to find, better technology, cheaper technology, because all it is just computer time. It's just bandwidth. Can you run that simulation a few billion times? And maybe you find out, hey, that's not a good element to use. And you go on to the next and the next and the next. We can just rip through all sorts of ideas at a much lower cost than you would pay today. And it also incentivizes you to go out there and try to innovate, try to change, because the cost to do so is not so large.
Yeah, Jack. Is there, and I listened to an interview on Closing Bell on the driving in here, and they talked with an analyst who said basically NVIDIA is just that far ahead.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Here's what I would say. GPUs, Brian, are the new oil. That's the bottom line. GPUs, these chips from NVIDIA, initially made for graphics and then for AI, now have a third use. This third use is the word simulation. Simulation means that we can actually take the drugs, the battery chemistry, and we can simulate it using the same exact chips.
Wow.
NVIDIA makes the best chips, and as you know, they just had their earnings announcement and beat consensus. They had 18.1.
GPUs are the next oil. And it's absolutely true. It's all going to be about compute. Who has the most compute will win ultimately in pretty much any industry. That's what it's all going to come down to. And that's another area where we don't hear a lot about, but it's absolutely true. It's going to be about simulation, doing things in a simulated reality so we can get the data and then bring that technology into the real world, essentially. Really exciting stuff coming on the near horizon that will just blow GPT away. You have no idea. And it's going to be massive for businesses to more efficiently bring out new technologies in a safer manner. And it's going to absolutely rock our world and change everything. Let me know what you think down below. And always remember to like and subscribe right here on Jungle Link.